With Apple's recent acquisition of Photomator and Pixelmator, does this mean they're taking on the big giant Adobe? And what does this mean for creative professionals? Could this be a good thing? Let's talk about it. So Apple has an interesting history with Adobe. Of course, Adobe products have been on Apple products for a long time. At some point in the 2000s, they had a bit of a falling out or a misunderstanding between the integration into Flash into their web browsers, but largely Adobe has been featured in many of the actual product launches for Apple products as a creative tool. Now, at one point, I don't know if you guys remember, there was Aputure, which was almost a direct competitor to Adobe Lightroom, and they phased that out at some point. And I was quite sad because I used that quite a bit, and it kind of forced me as a photographer at the time to adopt Adobe's Lightroom. Okay, just looking at this editing, I'm realizing that I wasn't just a bit sad about the fact that they discontinued Aputure. I was actually genuinely quite pissed off because I had all of my images cataloged and tagged and rated, and it was such a pain in the ass to try and migrate that all across to Adobe Lightroom. So when Apple decides to discontinue a program that you're using for professional work, it's actually a massive deal, which actually increases the stakes for anybody looking to adopt these two new programs. Now, as many of you know, Adobe made that big switch to the monthly payment system, so you didn't have to pay their, whatever it was, $1,500 one-time payment for their programs. You could now pay a monthly fee, but of course that's like $70 or $80 depending on which one you have, and it's quite pricey over time. The benefit of that, of course, was the fact that they would update those programs quite frequently. You'd get all the latest features. But I know from my perspective, when I had low times with my clients or I didn't have much work coming in, those monthly payments were still going out and it was still hurting me. So that's why this acquisition of Pixelmator and Photomator is quite exciting to me, because it gives an opportunity to potentially have a one-time purchase and have something that's almost equivalent, or supposedly equivalent, to Lightroom and Photoshop. So technically there are quite a few crossovers between Apple's software and Adobe software. If you think about it, they have Final Cut Pro, which directly competes with Adobe Premiere Pro. Some might say there's no competition, but I use both and both can kind of do the same thing. They also have Apple Motion, which is the competitor to Adobe After Effects. They also have Logic Pro, which is the music producing software, which is a competitor to Adobe Audition. So there are a few programs that kind of cross compete with Adobe's. And now, of course, you have Photomator and Pixelmator, which honestly I'm still a little bit confused about. The definition between the two is quite unclear. So Photomator is their competitor to Adobe Lightroom, and there are many features for image editing and then organization as a catalog. And then Pixelmator is the competitor to Photoshop, and I guess kind of Illustrator, because from my understanding there are some vector features as well there. And they are integrated into both macOS and iOS, which is really, really cool. However, the iOS programs seem like more of a light version, at least for Pixelmator. Photomator seems to be very similar. Now, many of the features of Photomator seem to be integrated into Apple's Photo app, but there is still some kind of non-Apple-y integrations that don't really work out. The Pixelmator logo or icon for iOS is different to that of macOS. With Photomator, they're the same all the way across. It seems like Photomator is the most integrated across both macOS and iOS. So that kind of begs the question, what is Apple going to do with these programs? And of course they acquired them back in November, but my question is, are they going to keep these programs just running as they currently are for now, whilst people purchase them as a one-time purchase, maybe do incremental updates, and then use that technology to create new applications that are more integrated with everything Apple? Or are they going to morph these existing apps into a more Apple-esque experience with updates and more of a direct competitor to Lightroom and Photoshop, because right now many of the features that are on these apps are very similar. You know, you have the masking, you have clone stamping, there's an auto background removal, and a really cool feature called Super Scale, which takes any low resolution photos or images and upscales them. So they have started to integrate some sort of like AI stuff there, but there is no generation, like image generation tools like in Photoshop, where you can auto-generate different backgrounds and fill in different areas. But Apple has shown that they have the technology to do so with image playgrounds and Genmoji and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they couldn't eventually integrate that into it. And they've shown that they can work with ChatGPT to integrate that into some of their apps as well, with Sora and stuff like that. So who knows where it could go? My hope though is that they continue to invest in these two programs and invest in anybody that invested in those programs, so we don't have to buy a whole nother program. They don't switch it into a subscription model, because for me, it's just so appealing to have a one-time purchase that's a reasonable purchase. I think $50 in today's age is a pretty reasonable purchase for a pro app. And I've actually been using them quite a lot. I've ditched Adobe, so in my next video I'm not going to be able to directly show you the comparison unless I get a free trial or something. But I used to use Photoshop all the time and Lightroom all the time to create thumbnails for YouTube and do stuff for clients as well for all of my photo shoots. This time is the first time that I've actually been using Pixelmator to make my thumbnails, and then also using Photomator to edit some of my images. It's been a bit of a learning process to figure out where the different tools are, and there are definitely some things that are missing. However, it's a pretty close replacement, and if you're willing to give it a bit of time and energy to save some money from Adobe, then I think you can kind of get around some of the quirks. So what do you guys think? Do you think that Apple is going to be able to pull a load of Adobe subscribers over to their platform? Are you stoked about having a replacement for Lightroom and Photoshop? Are you going to use it? Are you going to look into it? Let me know in the comments below. Also, what other features do you think they'll have to integrate for you to make the switch if you're not going to? If you like this video, please give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, I've got my first partnership with Audio. So if you like the kind of jazzy music that I use in these videos, if you use the link in my description below and the code, you'll get 70% off your first year of Audio. I'll see you guys in the next one.